Okay, so Leah, draw with Leafield in the end. Do you think a point was fair?
Yeah, I mean, we feel like, it's one of them where we needed to get the win today. So we've dropped 2 points today, but it's Leafield that we never have easy games against them. They battle and battle and battle, and they did that today, and we had to come from behind twice to at least get the draw. So we've got to be better in certain areas. If it wasn't for Lana today, they could have scored 3, 4, 5, to be honest. So keepers had a superb game today. But yeah, I think we got a little bit lucky and we came to life when we needed to get the draw. But yeah, these games we need to be picking up points when we can. So they created just as many as we do, so it could have gone either way really at the end.
Were you happy in the second half with how your team seemed to react to the first half? It was a bit open in the first half. Second half, you seemed to shore it up and be better defensively.
Yeah, I think we settled into it a little bit defensively. We're all over the place at times, all of us as a group. So it's something we need to address to make sure the players are certain on what their roles are and how we're going to move as a team. But yeah, as we grew into the game, we knew what we needed to do. We was giving their wingers too much time, so we decided to go tight onto them and be brave there and play player for player and go at it. And it changed things for us, and it helped us certainly. But yeah, I think we settle in. We just can't wait 15-20 minutes to settle into games. We've got to go from the start. So there's plenty of work to be done as always.
And obviously frustrating not to win, but a point is better than a loss, obviously. And your side have shown once again that going down doesn't seem to faze them.
Yeah, resilience I think is a good word to use for where we're at. Coming from behind, it doesn't faze us. Most teams in those situations twice the energy it needs to come back in. But yeah, it didn't faze us, and we got the job done to at least get the point. But I know the players felt like it's 2 points dropped, and the opportunities were there, but they could argue it was there for them as well. So we take the point, we move forward, and we've still got another game to go this side of Christmas as well.
And a great free kick from Leah to level the scores.
Yeah, Leah's always got that in her locker. When we get it from that sort of distance and area, they're perfect. I think Al said on the sideline it's a great distance for Leah, and she stepped up again when it mattered and got that. And then we got that third one as well, and they're the moments that you can win the game. But yeah, it was a good distance for Leah, and she took it well really and brought us back into the game, and then it lifted us for a little bit. But it was an open game right to the end as well. But that's how we are at Leafield. They're not afraid to come at us, and we certainly aren't afraid to go at them. So that's what you get in those sort of games.
And it was good to see Melissa off from the start today.
Yeah, so obviously she plays a lot with the 23. She was given opportunity. We've seen her in training. We thought this would be a game that she could unlock some doors the way she runs at players, and we just want to give her the confidence to do that. And she created a lot of problems for them today really. So we was really happy for her. We're just chatting to her there really, and she deserved those minutes today, and she definitely impacted the game for us in a positive. It's always great when you see the youngsters coming through and they do something like that, especially at this level in a game that does matter as all league games do. So it was nice to see her get some minutes and do what she can do, and just start to see glimpses of that. We're all about youth, and when they get the chance they have to take it, and I think she did that today.
And finally, just thought give a mention to Kelly, who I thought did really well in maybe positions that weren't as familiar to her in centre back and then full back.
Yeah, Kelly's one of those. She's not available all the time, but when she is, she gives her all in training. She wants to play 2 or 3 positions. She's not afraid to play wherever we ask her to play, and she'll do her best there. I think once we settled down in defence and then she moved out to the right, I think she played better out there. She had a much clearer role there, and I think she did well containing her player. So she stepped up where needed. But this is where we're at in the season. When you've got injuries and players not available or aren't able to make training, other players have to step in. But when they step in, they have to take their chance. And again, Kelly, a bit like Melissa, she took a chance today, and I thought she did well in there as well.
Thank you. Ali, the phrase goals change games seems to be battered around a lot, but it seemed quite prevalent today. Do you feel your side was a lot more confident themselves after they got the first equaliser?
Yeah, I think we settled down once we got the first equaliser. I won't say it was against the run of play, because they did have chances. Like I say, Lana's kept us in it. So once we got that goal, and it got back to 1-1, and then it settled us down, and then it was 2-1. It was like, right, can we do that again? And sure enough, we get a free kick and Leah puts it away, and then we're in the ascendancy and we're just trying to get balls. But I mean, AD knows what we do, and we're a team that if we're down, we're going to go for it regardless, and he knows how to counter that and how to deal with that and make sure his players are ready for a plan A and a plan B. And that's why it's good to play against coaches like that and teams like that, because you are going to get a game, and it's a bit like chess sometimes. And I know if we'd have gone 3-2 up, he'd have thrown everything at it himself. So yeah, you can't look at teams at the bottom of the league and go, we should definitely be getting 3 points there. You're naive if you think that in this league. You need to respect everybody, and we certainly always respect Leafield, to be fair. So yeah, if you're a neutral, you saw goals, you saw battling performances, and it had everything in there today.
And do you feel that, as you said, you were on the ascendancy once you sort of got the equaliser? Do you feel that half time sort of came at sort of almost the wrong time, because you're pushing to get in front before the break?
Yeah, we wanted to get that goal before the break, and it's one of them where you look at it when you're behind, and time ticks away, and we wanted that an extra 5 minutes just to see if we could, but we ran out of time, and it was one of them where, right, we've got to go again. And we got in, we needed to use the width better. We weren't using the width in the first half, and that helped them out a little bit. We wanted the ball wide, 1v1s, use our pace where we've got pace, and try and isolate their fullbacks where we could, but it took us a while to figure that out today, and when it does, it costs you sometimes, and I think if we'd have done that early, we'd have had a bit more success, but we didn't. So yeah, the players know what they needed to change, and they got there in the end.
And obviously a similar story as you say in the second half on the ascendancy again, but there were still positive signs. You were still starting to break them down a lot more. You were getting in behind. I know there was a couple of one-on-ones at the end, so there's still plenty of attacking positives to take.
Yeah, you can see the game however you want to see it, but yeah, in the end they obviously looked to counter that. They put some pace to make sure we couldn't get in behind and so on, but yeah, it was just keep going. The players believe until the whistle goes. You can see that. If they, a bit like Derby, they played to the end. They played to the end today. We just couldn't get that final goal. But credit where credit's due. They also battled and worked hard to make sure we couldn't get that, and they threw everything at that. So, if that team had just rolled over, being ahead, then losing, going back to a draw, and then being ahead, and they could have quit, but they didn't, and they kept battling. So, credit to them as well for defending the way they did. But we've got to take our chances when we get it, really.